Hi there, I am Trucker Ray. Welcome to my channel if you're visiting for the first time. Good to have you here. I'm a Christian truck driver that shares my experiences driving the highways and byways of North America and into Mexico now. That's my new gig with this new company, Key West Express. Yeah, deliveries into Mexico. And I love to share the gospel of Yeshua. And if you've been here before, welcome back, my faithful YouTubers. Well, I am on a route that I don't normally take. I think this is the 263, or 234 rather. I'm on my way, actually, I originally started out in Langley and I was taking a load down to Oxnard to deliver this load of pulp. However, one of our trucks hit a deer up in the North Bend area. Well, not in the North Bend area, but on the 97 that goes to North Bend, Oregon. And he's out of service. So what I am doing is I'm heading up there to rescue his trailer because his load is a higher priority than this one. That's a food load and it has to be delivered. So I am on my way to switch trailers with him. And first I'm going to drop this trailer at the Pilot in the area. I'm trying to remember the name of the town. Chilote or Chilote or something like that. I don't have it in front of me. And then, yeah, make my way over to where he is, grab his trailer, and head to Riverside, California, where it's delivering from Monday night. So, we're on a rescue mission right now, and I can only hope that these roads are nice. Very beautiful here. It's very scenic. I just hope that these are good roads and a good truck route, truck route, because I've never been up here before. We did do some research on it. I think it is a truck route. I don't know if I'd want to come through here when it's snowing really bad. Apparently, I was talking to the girl at the Pilot because I wanted to find out ahead of time if we could drop the trailer. She says, yeah, you can put it in one of the parking spots, but we're not responsible if it gets snowed in. And I said, is it snowing there? And she said, well, it's been snowing on and off the last couple days. I checked the weather forecast. It's not going to snow today or tomorrow. So the gentleman who's taking the load up there, Ron, he gets his, I guess his radiator needs to be repaired. Or whatever, something has to be repaired on the radiator, and then he can grab this load from the Pilot and continue on to California with it. So that is kind of what we're planning here. And from there, once I deliver on Monday night with that other load, which I think is like some kind of almond juice or something, or almond milk. I'm not sure what it is. Almond juice? That would be kind of sick, wouldn't it? I think it's almond milk. Yeah, from there I go to Yuma and load up there, and it goes to Ontario. So we're definitely getting the miles in, my friends. The only thing I'm a tiny bit disappointed in is this load that I have now. I was supposed to deliver it in Oxnard Monday night. That means I would have made it there several hours early, and I would have had a chance to work on my 10-year anniversary video. And now I can't do that. I won't have any time. So you know a video is going to be good when you're always being held up on finishing it, and it is going to be a good video. We will get it done eventually. I'm still setting a goal to have it finished by the end of the month. So that's kind of what's going on. I will say this, I'm on the 230 right now, and I got another 22 miles to go, I think, before I turn onto the main highway. I think it's the 97. It is beautiful through here. It is absolutely gorgeous driving through here. Lots of little campgrounds all through here. The river, the lot of rivers. You got to really keep your eyes peeled because of the amount of water that's around here, the little rivers and a few little lakes. Yeah, you got to keep your eye out for deer, wildlife, big time. So my eyes are, you guys remember the show back in the 70s, Battlestar Galactica, for those of you that remember that? Remember the Cylons where their eyes are going neat, 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 neat? Well, that's my eyes right now. I'm scanning the road like crazy just to make sure if I see any wildlife I can avoid it. When you're in this kind of wooded area, you have to be very, very cautious because the front end of these trucks are so built so fiberglassy. Sorry, that's all I did. They're built so cheap with fiberglass. Even a small deer can put you out of service. Really wish we had deer bumpers on these trucks, but what do you do, right? Normally we're on main interstates, so you got to keep your eyes peeled. But in the meantime, I'm really enjoying this. I'll probably enjoy this drive a lot better once I go back and relook over my coverage on the video. Because right now it's hard to relax when you're driving through areas like this where you're always looking for wildlife. But anyway, it is nice though, isn't it? Very, very nice. And the sun is peeking through the trees, which is really gorgeous. A lot of evergreens here, so we're not seeing a lot of changing colors yet here. Obviously, not with an evergreen. But once in a while you'll go by a birch tree or a maple tree and you'll see the colors on the trees, which stand right out. But if we're making our way into Ontario with this reload, we're going to get to see plenty of that a little bit later on. So we will continue on here, and yeah, got another 20 miles here before we turn on the main highway, and about 47 miles away from the pilot. But you know what? I'm really enjoying this. It is really, really nice to drive through here. I can't say I've ever driven through here before, and I'm really glad I did. It's nice. In Judgement. This is where the pilot is, where I'll be dropping my trailer. And hopefully there's room. I got a feeling there will be. I mean, I don't know. Unless we got people resetting out here on the weekend. Not a bad drive up here. Ran into a little bit of snow on the ground. That was kind of neat to see. Really pretty. And, oh yeah, there's plenty of parking over there. I get a feeling this Pilot's new. I don't recognize this one here. So what I will do is I will drop this trailer first. And yeah, drop it in the back row there where it's not in anybody's way. And yeah, and then we'll head over and get the other one. Ron shouldn't be too far away from me. Yeah, thankfully there's plenty of parking here. Plenty of parking. Actually, you know what? I could probably put it right here. But let's not be a jerk. Come on, truck. You're in reverse. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, I don't want to be a jerk and take up a spot that is a prime spot for someone to park right up front who might be handicapped and doesn't want to walk too far because of their condition. I'd rather just put it in the back row where it's out of everybody's way. So people aren't saying, look at that idiot Key West driver parking his trailer, dropping his trailer right there when I could have used that spot. No, we won't do that. If anybody gets upset about us having a drop trailer back here, well, that's their problem. I can't snug it away any further back here than I am. Come on, baby. I don't like coming up against those curbs too fast because you lose your mud flap if you do. Come on, truck. Come on, truck. Plenty of time to deliver this load, fortunately. So, there we go. We will drop this trailer and we'll head over and see how Ron's doing and grab his. Not much room on that pull out there. I'm gonna end up in the ditch, Ray. Come on, truck, get in gear. Yeah, Ron is a really nice guy. I like him. Unfortunately, he hit a deer, so it put him out of service. So he's got to go get his radiator fixed.
Poor guy. He was only 2 miles away from the Pilot. Hopefully he didn't have to sit around too long.
Okay, we're on our way. Got our trailer. And he's on his way to the repair facility, wherever he's taking it. Yeah, so instead of going to Oxnard, we are now going to Riverside. I do believe it is, in just outside of San Bernardino, Riverside, California. So we're good. Reefer fuel is good. I did put 20 gallons in when I was over here at the pilot when I dropped my trailer, so that hopefully should be enough to get me to Weed Kelly, where I'll do my 30-minute while I'm down there, and then we'll get as far as we can tonight. So a little bit of a detour, a little bit out of the way, but oh well, it's extra miles, and now we know this load is going to definitely get delivered on time. And that's the whole point of this game that we play here when we drive, as truck drivers. Get the load there, and if another guy's load is broken down and you're the only guy in the area, well, you got to get it. You got to get the priority loads delivered, right? That's all a part of it. Well, I guess I wouldn't call it a game, but you know what I mean. It's all a part of the job. That's a better word. And it's warmed up a little bit out here. It's only about 8 degrees, but it sure is toasty in this truck. Best be turning off the heat. It's getting warm in here. But we're on our way. Good morning. I am on my way to Riverside. I stopped at a rest area last night, about a mile up the road here, pretty close to Wesley. And we get about 6.5 hours before we get into Riverside. I'm leaving a little, well, which will get me there at about 4. My appointment's at 6 p.m. The reason why I'm leaving a little bit early, I don't really want to deal with the rush hour if I don't need to. And that's why we're leaving a little bit early. We may have a chance to even get out, or get unloaded early. You never know. They might unload me earlier. So. And it is a nice, beautiful day out here today. It's sunny, a little bit on the chilly side for the area, so winter is definitely coming. Fall is here. Don't you just love those rolling hills? Something about the California area that has those. And you know what? These, look at this, is a trailer load of tomatoes here. I noticed that Yakima has hills like this too, which is really neat. Yakima is very similar to California. It really is. As I was mentioning before, if you were to drop yourself in the middle of Yakima and open your eyes and see all the orchards and everything in the rolling hills, you would think you're in California. It's very similar. I think the people are friendlier though in Yakima. That's the difference. So, so like I said, we should be there about 4 o'clock, hopefully. And I do believe it's a big place, so they probably have a little bit of a staging area where you can go. And again, they may unload me early. Once we get past Palm Springs, we'll be able to go on a ag exempt because we'll be picking up dates. And that's going to Ontario. So we got a nice route ahead of me here. Hopefully we see some really nice fall colors. That's what I'm hoping for. And I don't plan on making this a 2-part video, so not sure where we will end up after we go and deliver in Ontario. Gonna pretty well make a decision whether I'm going to continue the video from there or end it there. I guess it all depends where I'm heading after that. But in the meantime, thank you, Lord, for another day. Thank you for your blessings on my life. Thank you for this amazing job, this great company to work for. I pray that you would bless Key West Express, bless their drivers and keep them all safe. And keep the loads, keep the wheels turning. And I ask also, Lord, that everyone that's watching this video right now, that you would send a very special blessing onto them, especially those that really need you right now, Lord. Those that are going through difficulties. Maybe they've dealt with a tragedy in their life, or they're going through the news of something very bad in their family, or maybe their doctor gave them a really bad prognosis of their own health. Lord, I pray you strengthen them and give them peace. In Yeshua's precious name I pray. Amen. And I also want to say hello to my 2 precious grandbabies. Still my babies anyway. Autumn and Abby. I miss you guys very much, and hopefully we will see you soon. Oprah Ray loves you very, very much. tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Wondering how I seem to be the first one. Hopefully they'll get me out of here really soon. That would be nice. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Cold.
I'll try to make it snappy. Can you repeat your telephone number, please?
778.
The whole offer here?
Everything's for you.
You been here before, sir?
Sorry?
You been here before?
No.
Go ahead and grab door 18, sir. Open up your doors and back into that door.
18?
18, 1-8. 18.
And will you? How does it work here? Do you call me?
The number will call you.
Okay. All right, 18 it is. Oh, there's 18 right over there. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I'm the first guy here besides this JDL guy here. I might be out of here soon. Nice to get a 6 o'clock appointment. That's when they start. Good morning. Yeah, it's just after 10 o'clock and we're on our way to Yuma. I stopped over here in Thermal at this Red Earth Casino truck stop, and yeah, it was okay here last night. Reasonably quiet, except for some guy that showed up in his flashy vehicle. I mean, I don't know why people do this to their trucks. This guy shows up in a truck and he pulls up next to another truck to get his attention and bangs on his door, and he turns up his music. This is like 11 o'clock at night, and you hear this boom, 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 and I look out my window and he's got disco lights inside of his truck and it's flashing all outside of his truck and everything. I'm like, are you kidding me? Disco lights? Like a disco ball. I don't get it. I mean, if you want to pretend that you're 15 years old again and enjoy stuff like that and put it in your truck and put all these flashy lights that are nowhere near approved by DOT, which you see constantly on trucks nowadays. Like yesterday I was driving through California, or I still am in California. This guy's passing me with red lights, purple lights, blue lights on their trucks. You know they're not DOT approved. I don't know how they get away with having those on their trucks. But anyway, there's just not any serious drivers out there, very many of them anyway. I know there is still some professionals out there, but now it's just a lot of steering wheel holders. But anyway, so he's got his music blaring, he's got his disco ball going, and I'm just shaking my head at this. I'm like, oh, and I thought I was going to be able to fall asleep. Finally he starts up, his buddy starts up his truck, and then they get on their way. I'm like, I have seen everything, but I never thought I would see the day that someone would have a disco ball inside of their truck, flashing lights. Like, it's obviously all for show, but still. I don't have a problem with putting some nice lights on your truck, but I think there's a limit. A limit between having a nice looking truck and it being a distraction when you're driving down the road. If you want to put all these special lights on your truck and you flick the switch when you pull into a truck stop, hey, why not? Go for it. But when you're driving down the road with it, it's a distraction to other drivers. I just don't think that should be legal. This is my opinion anyway. All right, so we're on the 86 here, and we got another 2 hours and 18 minutes to go before we get into Yuma, and then from there we'll be sitting for the rest of the day because our pickup isn't until tomorrow, which is okay. That'll give me a chance to do a reset and work on some video and relax a little bit and get ready for a lengthy trip into Ontario, Canada. And I am looking forward to that. Well, friends, I am parked here in Yuma, and I'm going to go for a little walk and stretch my legs, get a little bit of exercise. This is the same place we were at when we went over to deliver our load into Mexico. But this time we're just picking up here in Yuma and taking that to Ontario. I get to drive right across country. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather's like this. Wouldn't that be nice? So, rest of my day, I'm just going to work on my videos, and we'll see you guys in the morning when we head over to the shipper to pick up our dates. Until then, see you in the morning. Hello, my friends, and welcome to this edition of Bible Break. I am Ray Gaucher. The title of today's message, Judgment is Coming. Judgment is coming. And I know this probably doesn't sound like a very uplifting message or title, but I think it's very, very important. And I'm going to be reading from chapter 3, 2 Peter, verses 1 down to 14. If you would like to read along with me, I'll be reading out of King James. So let's open up with a quick prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for your word. Thank you for this opportunity to read your word. Would you please open our minds, open our hearts, open our ears to what you're trying to share with us right now. And we apply it to our life, our everyday walk with you. In Yeshua's name, amen. All right. So let's just get going here. I mean, we got to dig right into this. Verse 1. Now, I am going to kind of comment on this as I read through this. Some people just read the entire thing and then go back, but I'm going to comment as I go through it. I just find it easier to explain this because I am just going to share with you what the Lord puts on my heart. Verse 1, chapter 3, 2 Peter. This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by the way of remembrance, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before the holy prophets and the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior. So he's saying here, the prophets prophesied what I'm about to tell you. Pay attention here. Verse 3, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. So we've got people out there saying, Jesus said he was going to return 2,000 years ago. Where is he? And we'll read on here and we'll find out why he hasn't been here yet. And we do see that. Scoffers and people making fun, and they've more or less saying, well, you know, Jesus said he was going to come and he hasn't come yet, so it probably isn't going to happen. But we need to realize why that hasn't happened yet. Verse 5. For this they are willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Excuse me. Remember when the Lord, when Yahweh flooded the earth, he wiped out everything because of what was going on, the sin and the abominations and everything that was happening on the earth. Well, he promised he would never flood the earth again, but there is prophecy regarding the final judgment, and it will be by fire. And that's what it says here. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved. I like this translation. Reserved. It's coming. Reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Ungodly men. Verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day, okay, we're going to go back here to verse 4 in a minute, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So in verse 4, when they say, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. Well, and we go back to verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years. One day to the Lord is 1,000 years to us. So that means in Yahweh's eyes, in his realm, I don't know how you can say that any proper than that, Yeshua died 2 days ago in the kingdom. 2 days ago. To us it's 2,000 years, to the Lord it's 2 days. It hasn't been really that long. All right, so verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to us, Lord, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Why hasn't Jesus returned yet? Why hasn't Yeshua returned yet? Right here in verse 9. He's not slacking off. He's not taking his time. He does not want anyone to perish. He doesn't want you to perish. He doesn't want me to perish. That one person out there that is ready to come to the Lord, he's willingly and patiently waiting for that person to give their life to Yeshua. It's long-suffering. What does it mean by long-suffering? This must be very difficult for the Lord to see what's going on to his church, going on to people, the persecution and the evil that runs abroad, on this planet. It must be very, very difficult. It's long-suffering. He's got incredible patience. Verse 10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also, and the works that therein shall be burned up. It's all going to be gone. It's all going to be burned up. Judgment is coming. Verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? We know this is coming. We would like to avoid this. Many will say in the last days, Lord, Lord, didn't we prophesy in your name? Didn't we cast out demons? Did we do all these wonderful works? And Yeshua will say, depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. I never knew you. Are we walking in godliness? Are we walking with godly conversation, on holiness? Are we walking in righteousness? Are we walking with the Lord? Maybe we need to take a self-examination to find out whether or not we can avoid all this. Well, as soon as you say that sinner's prayer, you're saved. Not necessarily. Anybody can pray a prayer. Anybody can believe in God. Even the devil believes in God. That doesn't mean he's going to end up in heaven. We really have to pay attention. Really have to pay attention and do an examination of ourselves. Are we really, truly walking with the Lord? I watched very recently I watched a sermon from John MacArthur on whether or not we're getting into heaven or not. I found it incredibly powerful. It really opened my eyes and just made me realize, I think it's time I do some changes, make some changes in my life. It really got me thinking. All right, I'm lost now. Okay, verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. That's going to be amazing. A new heaven and a new earth where all that will be on it is righteousness. Can you imagine what that'll be like? We will experience that during the 1,000-year millennium, where complete righteousness will be all over the earth for 1,000 years. That's going to be amazing. Verse 14, final verse. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. Wow, I could go on and on and on about this. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. Just trying to absorb that. Well, my friends, until the next Bible break, God bless you. I really hope this helped you. I really do. Until next time, bye for now. Good morning. Yes, my surrounding here looks a little bit different, doesn't it? That's because I made my way over to the Loves, just off the 280 over here in Yuma. And it just happens that the place I'm picking up at is just over there. So I'm very, very close. I'm only like not even 2 miles away from where I'm picking up. The reason why I came here last night is because the last time I was over at that pilot, that Speedway Pilot, or Flying J, it's not a pilot, it's a Flying J fueling station, and it's a Speedway station. Last time I went there, the bathrooms were out of service, the showers were out of service, and then just before we made our way over to the Mexican border, they opened everything back up, and I thought, okay, well, too late now, oh well. So I go and park there last night, go inside. Again, the bathrooms are all taped off, the showers are all taped off, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, it's all closed again? It's bad enough they only have like 1 or 2 pumps out of all their pumps that are working. Now their showers are all shut down again, their bathrooms are all shut down. I just said, forget it. I'm not parking there anymore. This is where I come from now on, over to the Loves. And there was plenty of parking here, and the reason why there's always plenty of parking in here is because this particular little spot of the parking lot, if you drive further up here, it doesn't go anywhere, it's a dead end. So it can be a bit challenging to get into these little spots because you can't turn around up there. So I guess some people avoid it because they don't want to try backing into these spots. But if you know what you're doing and you take your time and you get out and look, you can get into any spot. You just got to be patient with yourself, and other people need to be patient with you. So it's 7:52 right now, and yeah, we don't really have to leave for a little bit here. I'll probably call the shipper and call them up and ask them what they prefer for people to show up. You never know. So I've had people actually tell me, if you show up an hour early, we can get you in a door early. Or some might say show up exactly at appointment time. Some others say show up a half an hour. Usually if you show up a half an hour before, you're fine. Some cases it's a couple hours before. So it's always best to phone them and ask them, because if they're extremely busy and there's not a lot of staging area and you show up early, now you've started your clock, and now you're wandering around for a parking spot somewhere on the street somewhere because they won't accept you until the exact appointment time. So it's always best to call the customer in advance, and not only do you call them to confirm your appointment, because people are human and humans make mistakes, and this has happened to me numerous times. Not here yet, but with the last company I was with, I can't tell you how many times I've been to a shipper and, oh yeah, I'm here for my whatever appointment. Oh, well, it's not an appointment, it's first come, first serve, and you'll get loaded tonight in about 9 hours. Or, oh, we don't have an appointment for you today, it's scheduled for tomorrow. I've had that too. I'm like, oh, brother. So, and I'm thinking to myself, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have made my way down here. I'd still be sitting at the truck stop. Gave up my spot and everything. Now what do I do? So it's always good to call the customer in advance, confirm not only your pickup, your appointment time, but also when you should arrive. So there you have it. All right, my friends, I'm on my way to the shipper. I did call them this morning and they said, be here for 10. So I always like to leave a little bit earlier, maybe a half an hour earlier, just to make sure I can find the place. I always strive to be on time or early. I never like to be late. Oh, that's a word I don't like to use in my vocabulary, late. So, yeah, I'd rather be there early and wait than be late. I'd rather wait than be late. Oh, that's terrible, right? Well, I'm in a door now, and I'm watching this guy trying to back into this loading dock. He's doing it the wrong way. It is clearly a blindside back, and you've got the barricades, the no post, the concrete blocks right there. And he's trying to jackknife it into a dock when it would have been a whole lot easier just to blindside in. I'm sure he'll get it in there, but he is struggling. He doesn't have a whole lot of room to maneuver here. The easiest way is to come in and go that way and then back straight in. I don't know why he's doing it that way. I guess some guys don't like blindside. Fortunately, there's nobody else next to me. He's got two whole loading docks next to him to maneuver. He's getting it, but he's just making work a lot harder for himself by doing it that way. Well, friends, I am all done here at Date Pack, and we have a very light load. Yeah, if I have I have to deal with any hills, I'm not going to be struggling very much, that's for sure. We have barely anything in this trailer. Well, we have lots in the trailer. There's just no weight, which is really nice because if we do have to deal with any kind of hills, which I don't remember, I haven't made this trip in a while from here all the way to Ontario. It should be relatively effortless to get up hills. The only thing I'm concerned about, if we run into any bad weather, it's always nice to have extra weight on your drives. But we can still slide our axles a little bit if we need to put more weight on our drives. We won't worry about that yet. It's hard to even think about when you see beautiful weather like this, 32 degrees Celsius out here in Yuma. It's really nice. I really do wish I could just drive in circles around here. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But we have a trailer load of dates heading to Loblaw, which is going to be delivered in all the major superstores out in Canada, plus some other places they deliver to. So I'm assuming this is their stock, maybe for the, I don't know, do they eat dates any other time of the year, or is it mainly a big thing for the holidays, for Christmas? I have a hard time believing they'd be stocking up this early, but who knows? You never know. You never know. So we will jump on the I do believe it's the 8, and we will head out of town, make our way through Phoenix, which will be nice because we're getting out of here just in time before the rush hour kicks in. So this is perfect. Thank you very much, Lord. And I do pray, oh God, that you would please watch over me as I make my way to Ontario. Would you please protect the animals on the road from my truck? And the other drivers out there, please keep them all safe on the road. And bless my YouTubers in the precious name of Yeshua, the Son of God, I pray. Amen. Amen. Good morning, friends. Good morning, good morning. I'm just starting my day. I stopped in Jamestown here in New Mexico. Very big pilot, or is it a Flying J? I don't even know what it is. I think it's a Flying J, actually. It's a Flying J. Same thing anyway. I think you can fit almost 500 trucks in here, and this place was jam-packed last night. You couldn't get in anywhere. I pulled in, and I'm literally making myself a spot alongside some trucks, and one guy just happens to pull right out in the front lane. And I'm like, thank you, Lord. Went over and grabbed it, stuck myself in. Everything was good. And then for whatever reason, I ended up waking myself up or something woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and thought I heard someone knocking on my door of my truck, but I went up and looked and there was nobody there, so I don't know. And then I noticed the entire parking lot was totally black. The fueling island's black. All the power was out. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, okay. Went back to sleep, woke up this morning, everything was back on. The girl inside said everything shut down at about 2 o'clock in the morning. They didn't have half their coffee working, they didn't have anything ready because it just went on an hour before I got up. So they're all scrambling around trying to get everything working, and oh my gosh, what a disaster when the power goes out. You'd think a big place like that would have some kind of a backup. Like a backup generator. It's just something, right? Especially if a place of that size. Yeah. But, oh well, it didn't matter. You couldn't get in there to use the shower this morning. There's just way too many people lined up. Meaning, yeah, I would have been sitting there for several hours trying to get a shower. So I figured, you know what? I'll wait until I hit the next Flying J today and I'll get one there. Good luck getting in there when you got that many trucks in the parking lot. I don't like usually stopping at really big truck stops. I'm not a big fan of that. So we are on the I-40 and making our way east. Oh, I forgot to do something. I was supposed to get some funds for the toll. Yay. Oh, look at this, it's snowing. I was supposed to complete a transaction at the fueling lane and go in and get some money for my toll, but I forgot. Oh well, I can get it. I have enough money on me to cover the toll, I believe, and I'll just reimburse myself later when I get fuel. But it's snowing here. 7,000 feet, I guess it would be. Oh well, a little bit of flurries, no big deal. Yeah, because the toll is needed on Interstate 45. That's where the toll, I think it's the one out of Oklahoma City, I think it is. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I've been through there. Yeah, so that's okay. We'll be all right. Oh, it's snowing a lot more over there on the left. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. All right. How far we will get today is a very good question. I don't know yet. But stick around and you'll find out. Those clouds behind me look really ugly. Morning. I am on my way. Nice little rest area here. Well, it's not a rest area, it's a service center, service plaza. It's called the Chandler Service Plaza here in Chandler, Oklahoma, which is right off the 44 here, the turnpike that heads east. What a great little service plaza this is. I heard that we're going to be making 2 trips a week at least, not me personally, but our company, from Yuma into the Ontario Cambridge area. Maybe, I don't know, maybe other places in Ontario, but basically from Yuma there. And if that's the case, I'm going to remember this little spot because it's really, really nice. This place, excuse the sun over here, I apologize for that if it's blinding you from the other camera, but it's actually quite nice though, isn't it? I thought this place was brand new. I mean, it's so clean. The parking lot is so well. Oh my gosh, you can fit easily 500 trucks in this place. That's what it feels like anyway. I mean, maybe not quite 500, maybe it's like 40, maybe 200 trucks you can fit in there, maybe more. It is just a really nice place. And you walk inside, the people are friendly, the bathrooms are relatively clean. I mean, I went in there last night, one of the bathrooms weren't very clean, but what do you expect when you have that much traffic going through there? But I'll tell you something, the driver or the truck stops could really learn a thing or two from what they do over here at this service center. Oh my gosh, it is so clean. Except there is the odd pile of garbage in the parking lot because drivers are born in a pigsty, some guys, right? And they just can't walk over to a garbage can and put their stuff in the garbage. They have to throw it out their window. You know, I guess they're afraid to lose an ounce of weight by walking to a garbage can. But guys, if you're new to this industry, don't ever throw garbage out your window. If you're at a truck stop, oh, they're just gonna walk around and clean it up anyway. Just don't do that. Go find a garbage can. When I go into a service plaza, if I have a choice on where I park, I always park near a dumpster or a garbage can, or at least close to one, where you're not walking 20 minutes to find one. Just make it convenient for yourself. But it's not that hard to get up in the morning, collect your garbage, and on your way in, you know, to brush your teeth or whatever, or shower, just take your garbage and put it in a garbage can. It's so sickening when you drive around, or you know, a parking lot and you're looking for a parking spot and there's nothing but garbage everywhere. And you see that at a lot of truck stops. These guys at this travel plaza there, the Chandler Travel Plaza, it's 2 years old and it looks like it's brand new. And I went in there and told the girls, I said, well, you guys do a great job at this place, man. It looks so clean. And she goes, we try. And I went, well, it's nice. It really is. And because when you're on these turnpikes, you really don't have an option just to jump off and go to any truck stop you want, or you're going to pay every time. Like how these work is you get on the turnpike, and if you're going a short distance, you pay when you exit. In my situation, I'm going all the way through. There will be a toll booth probably halfway along, or 2 of them anyway, or I'll have to pay $21 or something, but I get reimbursed for that. But every time you leave, if you're leaving sooner, yeah, you're paying every time you leave. So they put the service plazas on the turnpike, so you don't have to exit the turnpike and you can stop for the night. So it's really nice. So I think it's pretty cool that Oklahoma put these little plazas together. And that's the nice thing when you start heading east in the United States on the main interstates, the toll highways. They do have service plazas, and it's nice. So driving on the east side, if some of you have said, oh, don't ever drive the East Coast, it's terrible and you don't want to be anywhere near there, well, they do accommodate you on, you know, quite a bit. You will find places along some of the interstates on the East Coast where it's hard to find truck stops, but you just got to really plan it out, right? Plan your trip out before you leave. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say this morning. So I'm going to make note of that place. So if I leave Yuma, I should be able to get as far as one truck stop into New Mexico and then the second stop there. So I'll just remember my route. But anyway, it's a beautiful day out here. It was actually warm. I'm walking around like this out there. It was really nice. No complaints at all. Blessing to have you guys still with me today. Probably not going to say a whole lot on this run today. So we'll just sit back and enjoy the sights. Hopefully we'll see some changing colors of the leaves on the trees. We're not seeing a whole lot so far, but that'll change, I got a feeling, today as we go a little further north. Good morning, my friends. It is still very dark this morning. That's because we're leaving very early. Actually, my time, it's 3:22 in the morning, but we are a couple hours ahead, or 3 hours ahead anyway. Yeah, we're on Eastern time zone now. And we're just about ready to, we're going to be on the outside of Indianapolis here on the 465. Can't really go the 70 through Indianapolis because I guess they've got it closed off in the city, probably due to some kind of construction that's going on. Well, we don't really want to go through the city anyway. Actually, it wouldn't have been a bad idea today because it's Saturday morning. Would have been a nice view of the city for those that haven't seen it, but maybe another time we'll do that when the actual 70 is actually open going through the city. So we're going to be taking the ring road, the 465, which goes around Indianapolis. So we have about 8.5 hours left of our day. Well, we just started, but that's all I got is 8.5 hours today. So this last night I printed out my manifest, so I have that, and we're ready to go. We're ready to cross the border when we get there. And I was thinking to myself too, being Saturday, I don't know how much success I'm gonna have finding a parking spot at one of those en routes, or should I say on the en route, because it's further up than I want to be. So I may have to stop at the Flying J in Air, which only has about 23 parking spots. And if I can remember, that particular Flying J lets a lot of the locals park their vehicles there overnight. And that's one of the issues we have in Canada. That's a big problem. A lot of those truck stops will let the locals park their dump trucks and their other trucks there overnight, and then drivers that come into town like myself who need to do a delivery the next day or what have you, they have nowhere to park. And yeah, they should really crack down on that. And I'm guessing this is the airport on to the left side here, the Indianapolis airport or whatever it's called. There's a FedEx plane there, and there's a big wide opening. I don't think I've been around this side before, so this is kind of neat to see this. I haven't done this before, but anyway, I'm going to kill that light because that's a distraction. But yeah, normally I'm sure this highway would be just a nightmare right now if this was a Friday morning or a Monday morning, but because it isn't, because it's a weekend, we got some smooth sailing through here. And we haven't seen a whole lot for colors yet, have we? Just haven't seen much for the fall colors. So I'm hoping we'll see something special today. That's what I am praying for and hoping for. We'll see what happens, my friends, as we close into our final day on making our way into Ontario. And our delivery is for, again, Monday night. So by the time I get into Ontario, I'm probably going to shut things down so I can work on this particular production and my 10-year anniversary video. But yeah, we still got about 8.5 hours before we do that, so let's just enjoy the ride. They got some major construction going on here. Last time I came through here, it wasn't like this. They're ripping down the old overpasses. Look at all this. Wow. Amazing. Be interesting to see what that looks like when they're done with it. Well, I'm about a mile and a half away from, look at that old building right there. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, I wonder if they're going to tear that down. I bet you they will. Oh, love those old warehouses. Detroit has got a lot of them. Do they ever? It would be so nice to have a chance to explore some of those old warehouses. There's another one over here too on the right. We're gonna go buy it there. Unless, I don't know, unless they are considered a landmark, but I don't know. Just a lot of red brick buildings, kind of very similar to what you find in Chicago. I do like driving to these areas, providing you're on the main interstate. Yeah, oh well. Better pay attention to what you're doing there, Ray. 47B, that's the one we want. Don't want to go any further. Yeah, we're not going to get much of a view of Detroit, I don't think, downtown, because of the fog this fog has been with me all day. Since I started my day, it's just been crazy. And I got a feeling it's not going to be very busy through here today. And the one thing I think is really unique about this border crossing, and that is before you cross into Canada, you have the option to get fuel if you want. Actually, the diesel price isn't too bad here. I just filled up the flying, or not, I topped up at the Flying J, and it was like 5 something a gallon. So this is actually way lower. So look at all these fueling stations here. Pretty amazing, huh? Okay, well, we'll just keep going through here. So you know what, I'm going to let things roll here, just in the event that you guys have not seen, if you're new to the channel and you've not seen this process of crossing over the Windsor Bridge into Canada. This is in fact a toll bridge, but we have a, Key West has an account here, so I guess, I don't know how it works, so if there's something on the, oh, we're all going to come to a stop up here by the looks of it. They're still working on this bridge. Wow. The construction is still going on. Wow, I thought that would be done by now. Yeah, you can't even see the city. Look, the fog is so thick. Can't even see Detroit. That's funny. I guess we're all going to come to a stop here. Nothing unusual. I wonder if it's alternating traffic up here. Yeah, you can just see all the old factories, a beautiful old church down there. A lot of history here. So that's what the whole holdup was. We're all merging into one lane, the cars and the trucks. That's amazing. I can't see a thing. If you're afraid of heights, this would be the time to be driving up here right now, because you can't see nothing. There's so much fog up here, you can't see anything. Nothing. Can't see a thing. I can barely see the water down there. Yeah, it's unreal that they're still working on this bridge. Oh well, you know what? I'm glad I'm heading over today. During a weekday, it's really nasty here. It's not as busy today. So once we get on the other side of the bridge, well, we're technically in Canada now, but once we get to the other side, when we get off the bridge, there's like several wickets. I don't know how many's there. I think there's like 15, maybe there's more, could be 20 different wickets for all the trucks to pull up to, because I do believe it's the busiest border crossing in Canada. You can just starting to see things. Isn't it amazing? You can see it's all clear over there. Once I get onto the 401, I bet you it'll be clear. I can only imagine what the price tag is to get this, to fix this bridge, or to restore it, rebuild it, whatever they're doing to it. But I'm sure it'll be better than ever when they're done. It'll be nice. Straight through? Okay, I'm guessing I'm going straight through. Maybe I'll cut this way. Okay, he's waving me over. I'll come this away. Thank you. Well, friends, I got a check engine light, and I just got a call. I didn't even know it was on. I never got any major warning. It just shows a little light down there. Didn't even see it come on. And then I got a call from the office telling me all about it, and they know about it, and they know what it's about, and they've had other issues with this with their other trucks. So in about an hour I'm gonna start derating. In about 3 or 4 more hours it'll derate even worse. So I am fortunately not too terribly far away from where I need to go. I am going to go to the Flying J in London, which is in Ontario, obviously, and check in with the, there's a Freightliner right there next to the Flying J, not too far from it, and I'm going to check in there. And if they can't look at it today, maybe they can look at it Monday morning, and I'll just drop my trailer at the Flying J, and they said I can do that. I already called them, and then I can make my way over there, and at least if they can't look at it today, I can at least check in, and they'll look at it Monday morning. Nothing else I can do. Bit of a pain in the butt, but you know what? This is all a part of this game that we play when we're on this highway. These trucks are so full of different sensors, and you just don't know what's going to cause a problem. This morning when I got up, I had a sensor when I first fired up the truck. It said coolant level hot. I'm like, no, it's not. I just started the truck. So that's another sensor that's wacky on this truck, which I might get them to look at. And yeah, what do you do? But friends, so I'm going to the Flying J, dropping a trailer, going to get them to look at it, and then I'm going to deliver my load hopefully on Monday. So you know what? I'm going to wrap things up here. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. You know, I was really hoping to get a little bit more coverage of some nice changing colors of the leaves and everything, but it just didn't happen. But I do still hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to be working tomorrow while we're at the Flying J, because it'll be Sunday. I'm going to be working very hard to get that 10-year anniversary video finished. And if I can get that thing done, I'd be very, very happy tomorrow if I get that finished. And then we'll get this video, which you've obviously already seen. I'll get working on that if I have to go to the Freightliner. But that's all I got for you guys. God bless you all in the name of Yeshua. If you're first time, feel free to subscribe and receive all the notifications when a new video is posted. Feel free to like it if you did like it, and also love to hear your comments. I do read all of them. I don't respond to them all because it's just sometimes I just don't have the time for it, but I do read them. So leave a comment, like the video if you liked it, and like I said, do subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. God bless you all in the precious name of Yeshua. Bye for now.